the first time you put on that outfit and you got back into costume and you looked at yourself in the mirror, Marcus, how did you feel?
If I'm being completely honest, I think it was one of the most significant changes for season 2. I think Davina, who came on, who's the hair and makeup specialist, she kind of changed a lot of the characters, man. She like the performance and the confidence she instilled in all the characters through the look she gave. I don't know, I think Perrin looks completely different. To join that kind of group of lads on horseback and to kind of feel like you look quite cool was yeah, it was quite a nice way to start the season.
There are many paths to walk through the night.
It's not always the most powerful who write history. It's the ones who survive.
I'm tired of being a spoke in the wheel.
You're not a spoke, boy. You are the water that turns the wheel itself.
Okay, so season 2, come on, what can I expect?
I think he's just bigger, man. Everything's gone up a notch, which is quite crazy. I think there's a maturity to the characters, the scale of the costumes, the sets, the action, the visual effects. I think it really went up a notch, which was amazing. I think Thomas, the director who came in at the start, to set a precedent of the scale. And yeah, I think it's darker, man. I feel like it's a lot more mature. Yeah.
Why do we love dark? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, everyone, it's what people love, apparently.
Yeah, listen, what's your wardrobe like? I'm wondering. I know it's probably unlikely, but since playing this character, has anything changed in your own?
You know what? It was so weird. I did something else recently, like another job just before this, and it was the first time I wore like trainers for a character in so long. I've just been wearing like so much leather and like fur and stuff, which is quite cool. But I've really like grown to like appreciate like proper tailored costumes, like proper like the kind of artistry of some of the costume designers we have to tailor things to like wear trousers like quite high is actually like really comfortable. Never thought that. I wear my trousers really low all the time. So to wear like these medieval trousers quite high is actually yeah, it's quite slimming.
Congratulations. The show is enormous and it's been received so well. The fans have gone nuts. When you do a show that is based on this selection of books that are so loved, I was just saying to Madeleine and to Zoe, you know there's going to be debate. There's going to be some people like, oh, I didn't get enough of this. I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I've got the Harry Potter books, and I'm not as bad as the hardcore fans, but never going to get the detail in a book necessarily in a series. I think the team have done something beautiful, but how do you manage to like either get involved in those debates or stay out of them?
At the start, it was quite wild because I think, you know, there's like 90 million books sold, which is like pretty crazy. And like people have been reading these books before I was born. So I think like when everyone's just like, these are the people and this is the showrunner and this is what it's going to look like, I think some people are like, what? Because if it's not exactly what they've imagined in their head for such a long time, which is completely understandable. And I think it comes from just an element of wanting to protect this world that they've known for so long. And it probably feels like there's some intruders coming in and moving the furniture around. But I think hopefully with the seasons developing, they kind of really kind of understand what Rafe's doing. And like you said, there's so much detail in the books. Like Robert Jordan can describe an inn or a tavern for like a whole chapter in such beautiful detail. And like, you just don't get that amount of time in TV. So I think some things have to change and adapt. But luckily, especially through season 2, I think they'll kind of realize, okay, this character's come in at this point, or we've introduced this at this, because they deserve a proper introduction. So some things have to be moved around a bit.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to do the Mission Impossible premiere the other day. And what I found really interesting talking to some of the cast is playing these characters has made them think they can be a little bit more badass. You know, I think Hayley said that, you know, when she's driving now, like she's not speeding, but, you know, she thinks she can move. I'm wondering for you, when you play a character like this, aside from us talking about the wardrobe, are there character traits in him that have, I don't know, impacted you and made you be a little bit different in certain things in your life?
I don't know. I think he's like, there were some action sequences like this season that I just kind of thought like, I could like do damage, man. Like I don't know what scenario it would be, but there's like you start to learn some sort of skills in combat where you're like, you know what, man, I could probably handle myself in a certain situation, which is quite cool. And I think you kind of grow up with the character in that way. And horse riding as well. Like I didn't know how to horse ride at all when I started this show. And then now, like the funniest thing is whenever anyone gets like a close up on a horse, you'll see me do it. They always go like one hand to look really, really cool. But like as soon as the camera goes past them, they're like yeah. And it's like there's definitely shots of me trying to look cool in season 2.
I love the fact that you said I could do some damage.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
That group, when you all arrived at the premiere, the vibe and the energy between you guys was just like a little family. And Rosamund, I feel like, is like Mama Hen, and she's just amazing. And then there's Daniel too, that's really protective of all of you lot. How was that kind of grown? Because season 2's wrapped. You lot now just like, oi, I need this. Can you come over? Like, what's the relationships like?
I think especially in that first season, I think we became so close. Like not only through the story, but like we got hit with like the pandemic in the middle of filming that. Like so we had times where we'd stop filming and we didn't know if we were going back. We had all these kind of changes and things like that. So it was we became so tight as a group. And like you said, Rosamund has been phenomenal. Like she kind of leads in terms of her performance, but like behind camera as well, she's truly like number one. Like she'll be involved in any kind of thing. If there's someone new, if there's things you need changing or anything like that, she's really sets the precedent of being so welcoming and always invites people around. And yeah, I think you spend a lot of time with these people, man. Like you're out here in Prague, people are away from their families, from their kids. So you sort of have to kind of rely on each other. You kind of become your sort of like support network, really. So yeah, I feel very lucky to be working with some really close friends.
Yeah, 8 episodes, season 2. Rafe has confirmed that he's hoping there's going to be at least 8 seasons, which I hope you're prepared.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good to
what
know.
He's thinking. So can you imagine holding on to this character for that long? Is it like a privilege, or is it like, oh my God, are you going to be like Daniel Craig at the end of it saying, I'm ready to give this up, I want to do something else?
I don't know. It's really weird. I mean, like as an actor, I'm always just like to be working, man. Is just like so lucky. I'll never like overlook that. To be working with amazing people for one. So like 100%, that sounds amazing. I think we've started these characters now, so it'd be lovely to see where they go and how far we can kind of take them. And just seeing from season 2 and the jump into season 3 now, I feel like it's getting better and better each season, and the show is really finding its feet. But yeah, I could be like 50. I don't know how long it takes for these shows to come out. So like, I don't know. It depends how long people want to look at our faces.
I'm holding on to my character to the end. I guess is there a special, like a fave episode out of these 8 that are coming for you? Because I know you shot this like last year. From your memory, like was there one that you think, oh, I can't wait for everyone to watch that?
You know what? I haven't actually seen like the final eps yet, so I'm really intrigued to see like the end. But the kind of the first half, most of the season I've seen, I really like the beginning, if I'm honest. Like the establishing scenes, I think everyone looks, and where all the characters are in their different looks, you know, Josha's got a shaved head and everyone's all like, it's really cool, man. I think there's an action sequence that I worked with Thomas on quite early on that was pretty epic. A lot of night shoots. It was really cold and wet, and I think it looks really cool in the show. So that was like one moment I'm quite surprised, quite looking forward to people seeing.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you all flexing. Thank you so much for the chat today.
Thank you so much for your questions, man. They were lovely. Thank you so much.
To chat to you. You're lovely too. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.